All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. As you join, you share extensively. Let's know what's going on because last time when we had our live show on this same platform, it was blocked. I want to be sure that every one of our listener is following at this time, and we are sorry that this is not our usual account, but we expect to have everybody here at this time. That's why we are quite on time to let the Ambazonian people know that today's Sunday, the 17th of February 2019. And it is what we prefer to term the crossover into a new segment of the Ambazonian War of Independence. Fellow Southern Cameroonians, as you are aware, we have made remarkable strides that have been demonstrated and portrayed by La République du Cameroon, including the recent march, the fake march in Kumba by the colonial STO for Meme, who was so worried and touched by the 10-day lockdown, and that has shown our strength as Southern Cameroonians, our resolve and our commitment in pushing ahead our revolution. Today we want to make very strong declarations. I want to start with parliamentarians, mayors, councilors and senators, of course, and any other person who will be partaking or will be intending to partake in any form of elections with La République du Cameroon, with the colonial regime in Yaoundé. And so we'll be sending 10 messages to their family members, friends, brothers, sisters, and relatives, good wishers who like them, who know them. They will have to take these messages to them before we start the crux of the matter. We'll also be talking about the APNC and about our brothers in South Africa. We'll talk about our compromised position, what we now think about the ABC TV. And we'll also go elaborately about some other very important stuff that we want our people to understand. You know, in a revolution like ours, we remain committed, we should remain focused on the goal and the objective. You already have a laid down strategy, what we call the final layout for the Ambazonian people, which is your county by county, that God has inspired us to postulate and, of course, inform, sensitize, and sell that particular agenda to the Ambazonian people. It is worth noting, ladies and gentlemen, that in times like this, we have to understand that the reason why we have all the former warlords, struggling, scrambling, and trying to be important and trying to create relevance and trying to superimpose themselves on you as what they call leaders, in quote, is because you have a strategy that has so badly beaten them. You have the money, you have the decision, you have the power because you have the command. And I want to let you also know that we'll also be talking about the National AK campaign, which is a very strategic plan that's working hand in hand with county by county. And so we have already shown everyone Southern Cameroonians the relevance of believing in a fury. So ladies and gentlemen, when you join, you share extensively. Let's have everybody on board so that we can understand the necessity of what we mean by the crossover. The crossover is going to be this particular topics I'm going to be talking about today, especially the issue of the National AK campaign that's going to take us from complete, it's going to take us from this stage to complete freedom, and we have to understand this particular aspect. You see, the reason why all the warlords are bothering themselves and trying to talk about the fine National AK campaign program is because they already know that the people of Ambazonia understand their goals. You know, you are setting the goals and you know where you belong and you're the one who has the money. That is why when they said that lockdown will not hold, they said categorically, and we're happy because we will reiterate this fact and will continuously disprove them of the fact that you, the people of Ambazonia, you are in charge. It is your revolution. That is why the approach of county by county was meant to take, it was an inspiration from God to take the revolution from the hands of thieves, from the hands of criminals, from the hands of warlords, and give it back to the people of Southern Cameroon. It could have been set or postulated by Eric TATAW, but it was designed and stamped in heaven. That is why it has a sweeping advantage, and all Southern Cameroonians have come to the understanding that that is the only way out. A way out where your money will not go to an individual, where your money will not go to any particular persons, but it will go to your county where you can be held accountable. A man cannot eat the money of a man. A bafoot man cannot eat a bafoot man's money. A meza man will not eat a meza man's money. Just like man of Fako, Lebialen, because we know you, we know your houses, we know your family members, we know where you live. But a man can conveniently spend without looking behind the money of somebody in Fako, because sometimes you need extra work to try to locate who is this man and stuff like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have the principle that worketh, and you have to stay by it. This platform is your platform. That is why we listen to everybody. We continuously listen to you. We formulate our policies and our discourses based on your ideologies, based on your aspirations, based on your reactions. And that is why we're going to come back with a new proposed position on the ABC TV, because this is the people's platform. And if we consider that we have to sell our agendas to the people, we have to understand with scrutinized viewpoints about what the people want. Ladies and gentlemen, you continuously share, and we will get out to everybody. I hope that if there's somebody who is unable to see my live show, because I know most often they will block it and stuff like that, please, we want that you indicate. Let's know what's the situation. We're very sorry. A lot of people obviously want to get this show, but unfortunately, it's always the case that our accounts are always been interrupted. We have been trying the last couple of minutes to see what's going on. And of course, like we always say, this is a free platform. Anybody is free. Nobody is blocked here. You're free to insult. You're free to propose. But we know who is who, and we know what we're doing. And so exactly why the comment section is open 24/7. Because if you at all think you want to lead, you have a very ultimate goal to allow for freedom of speech and expression. Reason why it is important for us to let you know that the first quality of any leader, as far as this revolution is concerned, is access to comment section. If you have anybody who can have you comment on their post, you begin to wonder, is that person not just a leader to those 1,000 fake profiles that watch him or comment on his post every time? You see them, you know them. Every TATAW cannot block his post. That is why they print positive comments there in their numbers as fake profiles. They will come here to print negative comments. But unfortunately for them, we have built, when I say we're talking the Pro Ambazonian and this platform, we have built a reputation that is impenetrable. You cannot get to it. You cannot break it, because we assume in the beginning of this revolution, when we stepped in by God's appointment, that we needed to keep a watertight reputation. That is why we have defeated money. We have defeated fake news. We have defeated all sorts of ills that will make you lose credibility. If you want to ask, you can ask. Today, I'll also talk about the presence of the UN, as you have had the report going online. The first thing is that report is fake. That's the first thing I want all of you to know. I say it without reservation, and I don't owe any apologies to the publisher or publishers or writers of the so-called report that the UN wants to move into Cameroon or into Ambazonia. It is important, ladies and gentlemen, this show is going to be as brief as possible, but it's going to be very, very much in context, and it's going to have heavy content, because there are a lot of things that we're going to discuss. Now, let's get straight to the first point. I will revisit the Kumba District Hospital incident, where you must have seen the interview on Equinox with Barrister Fuljon So. I think that interview speaks volume. And just real quick, before I come, I'll have to extract something from my machine. I will do this real quick. The issue is that a lot of people do not think about the prosperity of the information. It's a new concept that I talk about when I talk about prosperity of information. Just 1 minute. You see, the prosperity of the information that you get should be consistent with your aspiration, what you want to hold in the future. Because, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. You see, there is no way you can assume that you want to stay relevant when you try to do fake news. And the most important thing about us is this. We understand the priorities in terms of information dissemination. We understand the need to remain impartial. Why many would want to consider us pro-Ambazonian, which we are proudly, based on this platform, but based on the fact that we report to a very large audience out there, to the international community, we are concerned about our reputation as a balanced news organ. I'm talking about National Telegraph. And reporting across the globe, from Asia to Europe to the Americans to Africa and to other parts of the world, touching news items on entertainment and sports, or sports and entertainment from Africa, from culture, human interest, and all of those, we remain on our back, and we remain to pride ourselves with the excellence of processing information that is adequately satisfactory to our clientele. This is because National Telegraph has a culture that remains as a key member in the communication sector in Cameroon at the time, in Africa, and now we are a global player in the processing and dissemination of information, where we have put ourselves at the crossroad, competing with CNN, BBC, The Guardian, and other media organs across the world. It is the very primary concern of this young man, this little guy, this your servant, Eric TATAW, to be one of the best journalists or having the best media organ in the world. It is important because we're going to also say something about National Telegraph and how some distractors who barely passed exams or could barely write stories when we edited in those days will think because they have stolen money, they have fallen short of the glory of the people of Ambazonia, and they are priding themselves in proportionate misconduct as far as being proud is concerned, and they think that when they are sinking, everybody has to sink with them. But we keep ourselves on top of our game because our position remains unique and adequately satisfactory to our clientele. We make sure we stay within the deontology of our profession, which remains an absolute right to our own clients, the people who read National Telegraph, who don't pay for what they read, who are given for free, and they appreciate that, vis-a-vis some demons, some communication misfits, some communication oddballs, and journalistic epileptic crazy fellows who have never, ever in their entire life written good articles, and they want to compete with a publisher who has at least 1,000 articles on his name that is filed in the National Gazette, both in La Republique at the time and Ambazonia as at now, and that is also being indexed on Google News and other international media platforms. It is only a fool who has refused to realize that if the BBC, the CNN, other local media organs across Africa and La Republique du Cameroon could of course highlight and quote National Telegraph, that fool who thinks that he only sits on Facebook in a small room somewhere in the US and thinks he always should criticize the things that he cannot afford. After all, let me get to this National Telegraph issue before I get to Barrister Fujon. So it is indeed a pity that when I see some of these people of the ADF, as they call themselves, the banned criminal organization who wants to speak on behalf of the people of Ambazonia, as though Ambazonia is a group. No, Ambazonia is a country. You have never ever heard any international media organ reporting that, and we are happy the way they have changed the rhetorics about the fighters. It's no longer called Ambazonian. It's no longer called Ambazonian Defense Forces. No, it's called Ambazonian Fighters or Restoration Forces or Amber Boys, and that is the rhetoric that National Telegraph is playing, and that's what everybody is buying. Now, let us be clear. You see the difference in our journalism and the way we process and disseminate information. Because I have read children whom I trained, who worked under my command, as one of the first publishers, the youngest at the time. Please don't take this personal. This is important because we want to put this to rest. You see, when you lack the capability You don't have the brain to absorb a lot of things that are happening. You would want to see people move from one conspiracy theory to another. But they ask themselves, why is this guy unstoppable? There's one answer, because he is with people, because the people is God. You got the point? The people are with him, he's with the people, because the people is God. Now, I want to challenge anybody. Go to Google. Let's look at articles that people have written. Standardize. You see, I read somewhere, some nincompoops, of course, only of the other class that have been banned. They said Eric TATAW is doing public relations for La République du Cameroon. And according to them, they have quoted one or two articles. I want to move from this point to the next point, because this live show is going to be hot to finish. Now, you have people who are excessively stupid. They could not pass a single exam in the university. And it's not even about passing exams. It's about the fact that we as Ambazonians, we have our alma maters where we graduated from. And you can only support what you must support, because it shows you that there is somebody who is an opinion leader. When he writes, you use that to make commentaries on Facebook. I don't want to debate this fact. My name is Eric TATAW. Some of you can say he's proud, but this is a day of reckoning to all of you out there who know nothing about journalism, including that criminal, that Red Dragon criminal who claimed he studied in the US. Let me tell you something. My classmate in the sciences in GHS Limbe, Eyon Esim Egbe, he's in the UK. He was best in the sciences in GHS Limbe in 2005. And Eric TATAW was the best in the arts in GHS Limbe 2005 advanced level. And for me, I want to say this like I've said it before. And this is very straight up. Now, during that period, which I still hold the record as the best overall art student since the creation of GHS Limbe, my friend Eyon Esim moved to UK. He was the best in that batch as well in sciences. He moved to UK and he graduated with a PhD, a doctorate degree that all of you have seen. Mark Barita published it, and I am going to publish it. I spoke with Esim and I sent him my congratulatory message on behalf of my family. Now, you have somebody who has been in the US for 6 years, and every day he's making noise. He was flown to come and study, but show us the certificate. Just as he barely graduated from UB, today he's one of the African students who claim to be on scholarship but has spent the longest number of years on a single project, on a single program. We all know him. He snaps in libraries and posts books. That's somebody who cannot read, cannot write anything correctly, and he talks about grammar. You know, it's so crazy to have people who don't have a focus in the revolution and they think their problem is Eric TATAW. Let him show me 10, 20 articles in his name. I'll show him 10,000. It's simple. If you go to school, show us the certificate. All of us, most of us came to this country to study. And for one reason or the other, you can suspend your studies. So you stay quiet and don't be making noise every day on Facebook about you studying here, and we have never seen a single graduation picture. We have never, ever seen a single graduation picture from you. Yet you come and make noise on Facebook to your dad, to your journalistic godfather. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a little bit of time to talk to you about National Telegraph, because we are a player in the revolution, in which case we are not paid for what we do. Now, you have people, because of their group orientations, when you see an article like this, let me come. When you see an article, just 1 minute. You have an article like the one we publish on, let me see. I'll get it very quickly. And I want all of us to listen. Because under natural circumstances, I should not be giving journalistic tutorials to journalistic illiterates on Facebook. Somebody who has never ever written anything right. Now, the news of the kidnapping of over 300 students from St. Augustine College in was first put out there by National Telegraph after investigations. We realized that over 300 students were kidnapped from a school, and we wrote with this headline. It's a headline, not a caption, because a caption is the level of a picture. But what comes on the news as a title is called the headline. We wrote with this headline, Cameroon's Kumbu now tops Chibok girls in African school kidnappings. That's what it means. It means there is an international problem, because if there's a country that the kidnapping can be more than Chibok girls, it means there is need for international intervention. And if you read through this article, we came somewhere where we said nobody has claimed responsibility. So it is neither the Ambas nor the military. And so the international community knows that there is an issue in Cameroon. And we go further to elaborate instances where the population has questioned and has blamed the kidnapping of some school children on the military, like the case of Pierce and Nkwen and other places. So we are challenging the international community to stop the crisis, because in reporting that fact, it was clear that we are trying to ignite the feeling of the international community to understand that the situation in Cameroon is as precarious as the Boko Haram situation, and the soldiers could as well be the Boko Haram soldiers who are kidnapping students. If this criminal doesn't work for Paul Tasson or for La République du Cameroon, how come he will come and say that National Telegraph is saying that Ambazonian fighters kidnap students? Where in this article did we say that they kidnap students? Where? I want you to show me where in this article we have shown that they kidnap students. If I call myself National Telegraph, I am a key player. In fact, they met everybody. Let me be clear with you people. Most, if not all, of the journalists who write on Facebook, they take stuff from us and they remake it. They write it somehow, but it's our story. But they will never quote us. I want to thank some people like Steve and Kemi Ashu, Joshua Carr, who quote us. They put our articles out there. You know, because if you come and say that, he says that another thing is saying that Ambazonian fighters kidnap. Where in the story did we say they kidnap? Do you expect that any organization can take me seriously if a thing as huge as the kidnapping of students would occur in Kumbu and I don't report it? Because if I stay quiet, it means I'm guilty that they're Ambazonians. But I report it because I can neither blame the military nor Ambazonian fighters, because the only proof that I have is the proof of a kidnapping, because I've talked to some school authorities. Who kidnapped them? They don't know. So how do you want me to assume? I can tell you that the military burned the hospital in Kumba because hospital personnel and other eyewitnesses told me that. So don't see small chicken people who don't know their left from their right, who have never written an article. Those are children that edited their articles. And you see, when somebody comes on Facebook and tries to claim that he formed National Telegraph with me because he has seen the strength of the paper, he has seen the relevance, how powerful the paper is coming up, and he thinks that he should identify himself, and he goes behind and still tries to condemn it because he has no space. So I don't bother about these dull people who could not graduate from university and they come here, they start disturbing us and stuff like that. So Ambazonians, anything I report on National Telegraph as a journalist. We stay glued to the facts, and that is why we can authoritatively, we don't need awards from nobody, but everybody who reads knows who writes best. BBC writes, but they know that every title writing on National Telegraph is standard core journalism writing, and all the journalists and everything is perfect. You cannot have some lazy guy who probably just picked up a job about few weeks ago and is on his head and he's making noise with an employer. I mean, it's so crazy. You think the people write from Cameroon, Nigeria, from Ambazonia, everywhere, you think they write for free? No, they're paid. The website runs on money, and we earn money doing that. So I think we are done with that. Let's go to the next stuff. The next stuff is the Kumba District Hospital Mortuary, or rather Kumba District Hospital. You must have watched, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to play this again, but just for those who have not watched before, I'll stay here on just a very few minutes. I don't want to get this, I don't want to be lengthy on this. Just very few minutes. I'm going to play to you all what is coming up as far as this whole stuff is concerned. So we get it very clearly. Now, if you go to Facebook, you must have seen, let me pull this out real quickly. You must have seen an audio or video of Barrister Fou, who is talking about, I'll play this.
Ont été brûlés vifs dans cet incendie. Maître Fou, Johnson, comment vous réagissez quand vous voyez ces images de l'hôpital de district de Kumba être incendié en plein cœur de cette crise anglophone?
When I saw
Please share, come on.
that is a hospital where I started my profession as a young man. I was a nurse posted from Bamenda Nursing School to Kumba General Hospital. So it touched me very seriously. So I went to find out. I wanted to be sure what is happening. It so happened that it's not the first hospital that the military has burned down. They burned down a hospital in Kunyi, not very far from.
Mais le gouvernement dit que ce sont des sécessionnistes
Let me finish.
qui sont à l'origine.
Yes, let me give you the facts.
Des hommes.
Let me give you the facts. Just before that incident, there was a fight between the army and the Amber Boys. And apparently some Amber Boys were wounded. So these military people thought that they had been taken to the hospital in Kumba because the fight was in Kumba. So they went to Kumba General Hospital, they went to the outpatient and asked to see the logbook of patients. The medical doctor refused, the nurse in charge refused. Now, they left in anger and came back. If you saw the video, you'll see where the army was inside there when the hospital was burning and they were removing a motorcycle which belongs to a staff who is a francophone serving in that hospital. Now, the Amber Boys who were wounded were never brought to that hospital. Now, they decided now to burn down the hospital because they were sure that those boys, those wounded people were in there. And it is not the first hospital that has been burnt. I can name them to you. It is not the first medical staff that have been killed by the army.
Mais ces éléments sont suffisants pour, bien sûr,
yes, because
estimer que
from the population, there were no Amber Boys around that hospital. Secondly, sapeur-pompier, what you call sapeur-pompier or the fire brigade, it's not up to 2 minutes from that hospital. They did not intervene. And when they were asked, one of them said, the army stopped them. Look, let's not get carried away. The army burned down the hospital, the general hospital of Kumba. You call it hospital district. It's a general hospital that I worked in when I was small. So I know the place very well. Let me tell you. Secondly, these Amber Boys don't have the technology or the means to burn down that hospital that I know. Built with stones, it's very well constructed. And you need some kind of fire guns to be able to burn down that structure. It cannot be. There were soldiers in there. You see that video. There were soldiers in there removing a motorcycle. What were they doing in there? Why did they not call sapeur-pompier to save that hospital? Look, let's not listen to all these lies from the Minister of Telecommunication. It is their trade and mark. They like to lie. Look, they have burned down. That's not the only hospital we have suffered. In Banso, they burned down a health center. They burned down a health center.
On y reviendra. D'abord, votre réaction est...
Okay, that interview is found on Equinox Television, and that is how God works for us. You know, they accused us. They said we burned down the hospital. They paid boys to make fake audios. How long did it take? It only made us more powerful. It gave us another strategy to say that if from today henceforth I'm authorizing anybody to record me when I call you. Record me so that if you want to say something about me, call me on video. You keep that as an evidence. So if you come and say anything about me that I wrote, no. Anything that you think that is an instruction that is meant is going to jeopardize something in future, record me in audio and in video. That is why God always puts that, because we know a lot of things will come ahead. But Barrister Johnson has told you, it is very clear that the military burnt it, but they accused me. It's not the first time. They killed a priest in Kembong, the Kenyan priest, and accused me. And I know the reasons why they're doing all those things, but God is completely in charge. I think the Kumba Hospital is finally dismissed. I don't have any business with that. I didn't even bother about it, but I just wanted us to play this and we'll send it to other quarters. Now, let us go to some other issues. I want to look at the National AK campaign. You must have seen, ladies and gentlemen, that a lot of these so-called leaders, they think that this AK campaign stuff, let me tell you something. If you listen to that Red Dragon thief, that one that has cursed himself with blood money, I hear he was calling some name they call, whether it was one Pache or who, I don't know who is that one. That's an ATF person who always makes audios and insults Eric Tato. He says that Eric Tato, na me Pache at the top. I need more audios from you, Pache. I know that you make the audio now, you will not use Pache, but you use a different name. But I need those audios to come out tonight. But let me tell all of you Southern Cameroonians, I know you will say, some of you have complained. I'm saying it's open that Mark is doing like this, he's trying to bring AGC in, it's a lie. We are in a forum. Mark is there, Joshua Carr and other activists. We are straight to the fact that most country representatives are there. The AK campaign has nothing to do with these thieves. After all, they said that they have countries that is backing them up. If you have a country that is backing you up or countries that are backing you up, why do you keep comparing about AK campaign? Will Ambazonian people or the Ambazonian population have money more than the country that is backing you up? Why are you so concerned about our AK campaign when you already have countries that are backing you up? You see how your thievery keeps on being exposed? You see how you are so technically killing yourselves? Every day you have this country, you have that country, but you are on the AK campaign. What is your business with our AK campaign if you have countries that are backing you up? Go and meet those countries, let them sponsor you, fight your own war. After all, you said that there will be no lockdown, and we said there will be lockdown and there was lockdown. You are saying that you have countries. Leave our AK campaign for us. The truth is this. Let me tell you something, fellow Ambazonians, ladies and gentlemen. You bother yourselves too much about this word from thieves. People have zero credibility. Why do I say so? They have zero credibility. And they want you to get a little bit confused. If somebody is making noise, listen, let me tell you something. Their discussions about the National AK campaign ends only on Facebook. It ends on that their small platform. That their criminal platform, that's where it ends. But when it comes to the actual AK campaign, that I am a member of that WhatsApp forum with Mark Barita. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, Mark has his style, the way he does his thing. He's unique on that. Don't bother about it. I am in that AK campaign. No dog, no thief or killer of our fighters is going to pass 2 billion inch around that AK campaign. None of them. So when the AK campaign will be launched, I endorse it that you should contribute because you have members from your various counties who will sit there. Although we already have some members, but we'll still have to scrutinize them. We'll put them out for vetting, but we want it to be temporary for now. Now, this is the problem. First and foremost, I have said it and I'm going to repeat it. When you contribute your money, it's not going to come to me, it's not going to go to Mark, it's going to go to a board. And we are there as actors, auditors, looking at your money. Once you contribute that money, anybody who wants to supply AK will have to supply first before he's paid or before she's paid. Let me be clear with you. You have to supply first before you are paid. So don't bother yourself. Let them know all the routes. And we will choose those we trust that will not put tracking devices before we buy. Listen, let me tell you something. We are going to flatten the Republic du Cameroon. I can assure you, we will flatten them. You have seen it during the lockdown. That is why the colonial SGO from Meme was crying. Steve, what love are you telling me? Steve, my man. Listen, let me tell you something. This is a fact. We called for lockdown, and they said no lockdown. Talking about lockdown, I'll tell you something about lockdown. The secret of the lockdown was meant to prove two things to Southern Cameroonians. And that was the invisible hands of God. That was the secret. It was the invisible hands of God. Number one, was to prove to all of you that all of these guys earn on social media, that they make a lot of noise, and that we have a government that is in charge, that people take orders from, not from thieves, not from groups. That's why the government said there will be lockdown. And Eric Tato said, yes, you are my government. And lockdown, here I come. And there was lockdown 200%. As a matter of fact, Saudi Cameroonians gave a dash to the lockdown. There was an additional cadeau. On Saturday, there was still lockdown. Ask people in Limbe. Ask, it's only today post started coming out. That's why newspapers are reporting that it was timid. There was a timid recovery of the ghost towns. Nobody can challenge our government. We will criticize the government positively, but we are clear on the fact that the lockdown has shown those criminals that Ambazonians has a government. Listen, if you want to talk for Ambazonians, submit yourself under your government. You didn't fall from sky. Why are you also afraid of your counties? Because if a man steals from the BLM Dragon and his own brother, Free Masha, can come out and warn him, you think he has a county? He has no more county. He must remain on the air like a bird, like a bat, sleeping on trees. He can't go to the house like a chicken to roast. He can't. So be rest assured, your revolution has been given back to you. It was a crossover. The lockdown, the AK campaign, they are teaching you to know. See, they are disproving themselves about those countries they claim. Because listen, anybody who has countries that is going to support, they will not talk about AK campaign because Ambazonians cannot have money more than any European country. No, they cannot. So you see that they are only there looking at the AK campaign and then they come and lie that they are countries. Is it true that they started lying about countries? If somebody can lie to you about a New York Times interview, what about lying about countries? Because they saw that our government had a little problem. Secretary Chris Anu was quarreling with this, which is normal. Government query. Government officials query is normal. Let me tell you something. All of you from that other camp, you can call the interim government whatever. We don't have 90% like Ellie Smith reported. We have 99.99%. Yes! Quote me anywhere, my name is Eric TATAW. Everybody on ground zero knows that there is a government, including the United Nations, including all media organs. That is why Secretary Chris Anu can turn behind here and give an interview on BBC. We have seen them. They say they will have interview on CNN. We have never seen it. New York Times, never. This one, never. They are struggling, begging. We don't beg for interviews. Journalists look for us. We don't beg for interviews. They look for us. See, it's simple. Your revolution is back to your hands. Chris, you have the revolution in your hands. You have the money. You are the commander of the rhetorics of the revolution. You contribute, and you can say there will be no lockdown because you don't want to contribute. Take, for example, I have heard some people saying there's lockdown. Southern Cameroon, listen to me. There is only one body that makes a lockdown, and that is the interim government. One person talks on a lockdown. Any audio, even the fighters before they put lockdown, they consent with the interim government. Some of us active vote come and make some pre-statements. We understand that we are studying the mind of our government. So do not go and sit there. How can you go and be making the audio is coming here, audio that there will be a lockdown? No. Ambazonians, take consent, stay steady. Any lockdown we will let you know on this platform. For now, any lockdown that you hear is from the distractors of this revolution. People want to make you hate your government. That we don't come on lockdown now, one another lockdown. It's even stupid for you to believe all just flying on WhatsApp about lockdowns. Come to my page, you see if there's lockdown, I'll announce it. And I'll enforce it. I'll take from the government and enforce it because I know how to enforce lockdown. I can do lockdown for 2 months. 2 months. Nobody will go out. You go out the garil if you say there's lockdown. So don't worry about all this thing. They end on Facebook. There are small platforms on Facebook with fake profiles. This platform is open. Somebody cannot say he wants to lead you. Listen, there is a condition for them to come into the national campaign. Submit yourself to the government. Apologize to the Ambazonian people. Don't go and be doing all this your film show on every day. You come and read the same speech. You repeat it. They are yambas. They are Seseko in the jails. We have heard all those things. We want strategy, and we have the strategy. County, listen, let me tell you something. County by county was designed by God to save the revolution. That is why I have termed it. It was the final lay down for Ambazonians. If God did not give you people, that strategy would have been done by now. That's why you see they keep crying. The government is crying. Everybody is crying. But the struggle remains steady. We remain poised to our revolution because that is our business, to protect our counties and work as a nation. We consult each other, county by county. The BLM will talk to people in Manu. They will understand themselves. There is no tribal links to the boundaries of our fighters. But we said in the origin of county by county that the BLM man cannot move and come to Manu without telling the general in Manu, because we don't know if you are a spy in the name of the BLM. And a Momo man cannot move to Mezam without telling somebody in Mezam, the commander, that, hey, I'm coming from Momo. You have to identify yourself. You must identify yourselves. All the thieves are finished. They are done and dusted. And I hate them from my heart because they are thieves and they are continuously in that particular kind of pattern trying to deceive our people. But so long as I stay in this revolution, I will fight them, fight the Republic, and deliver Ambazonia based on our collective perspective. There is no more time to waste on these people. Now, we are done with the National Care campaign. Let them go to the countries that want to sponsor them and make a lot of noise. But as it is my fashion, I want to congratulate one person. One person, Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga. You know, I will not say it because it's public. You remember the last time, one long time ago, I wrote that Dr. Akwanga was doing something great in some African country. I have the pictures. He's one of the first Ambazonian leaders at the time when he was a leader that met with President J. Rawlings, and he said a lot of things to him. So Ambazonians, I want you all to thank him, irrespective of the fact that he went and kidnapped our priest. But before then, he's one man that if he apologizes, he submits himself, we'll work with him. That's how it is. I like to listen. When the issue is that when I read my brother Mark writing about J. Lawrence and mentioning thieves in his write-up, he condemns your story because those people, they are propagandists. If they see, let me tell you something, Mark, you are a journalist. Before I come online to publish something, if they think that they have been received by any country, they should share. I have pictures that guy shared with me. I cannot share to nobody. They should share the pictures with you that this is it. Talk with proof. We have this picture. We have met this country. These are the pictures. These are the videos. But keep it as a journalist. Report it. Send it to me. I'll report. Please let them send it to me now, and I'll put the report clean and clear. In fact, if he sends me one picture that he has met with any president or any country talking diplomacy, I will automatically declare him the president of Ambazonia before Dr. Sako. Let him give me. It's a challenge. Let him give me one picture or video now on my WhatsApp +2378688383. Let him give me one picture. That's how you work. If I want to say that they have done this place, it's because I know that this thing, I've had the picture. I can report with that picture, I report with facts. If you turn around, you come to that story. Somebody cannot come and speak on Facebook how they went and lied that they were in New York Times when they went for oil deal, and you come and write on Facebook. No. Next time, ask them that, okay, give me a picture to show me that you have. You must have pictures. Let me tell you something. These people are criminals. You saw the picture that they posted with the white men all over Facebook. They say it's classified. So they'll meet a president and they will not post. These people that we know, just forget it. Mark, ask them to give you a picture of any president or any country that they have met anywhere. Let them send it to me. Mark, if they give it, share it to me. We'll not share it out, but we'll publish it and we'll not call the name of the country. Forget these thieves. They do those things with people who don't know how to process information. Mark is better than that. I'm cautioning Mark, boy, is my brother. Tell them to give you a picture. Not all this noise every day, noise left, right, noise left, right, center. I mean, you see people. Let me tell you something. How is it possible that somebody who was owing Chodon Gumba here for more than years could not pay a small $500 bill? Is coming and he's making noise and he's spokesman of a group, and you people believe those people? I don't know. Are those not criminals? You steal money for a car. You steal money for prisoners. You steal money from Abidjan. You steal money for Red Dragons. You steal money from the poor of Chicago. You have been stealing money from families, taking their money, not using it for the purpose. Who does that? And you come and you run your mouth because people stay quiet. You're supposed to be in jail. That's your place. Even if I've left you to forgive you, it does not mean I cannot put you in jail here in America anytime for stealing our money. We can make a suit on behalf of the poor Ambazonian and send that fool to jail. You still post money and you are making noise on people come this country here because you think you ever lie to capture people. You have lied. Just wait. One month is passing, 2 months is coming, 3 months will come, 4 months will not see those countries. That's how you lied before. You went on social media, or internet, you googled RPGs, you remove them, you put on your pages as if RPGs will be something. RPGs gâteau that will eat and will get missing. Where are the RPGs on Gang Zero? We cannot see it. I mean, let's leave all these people. Man, think better. Next time, let them send you videos. We know them. We know who they are. We know the way they do propaganda. They should not come and make all those big speeches online. Fellow Ambazonians, we are this. We are our communication officer. Which communication officer where? And you, some of you even believe those thieves. Listen, I want to congratulate Dr. Akwanga Ebenezer. That is not a joke. I've seen the picture. He did not send it to me, but somebody sent it to me. I can even, let me even see if I can see that picture here. I'll show you. See the date that Dr. Kwanga met with J. Rawlings. I have the picture here. And Kwanga said, when he heard me mentioning it, he said nobody should put that out. He wants me privately. That is a man. Although I don't know what entered him, he went and kidnapped our priest. And we have said that he should come and apologize. If he apologizes, I will advocate for him to be forgiven. Any leader who comes and apologizes will be incorporated. And depending on who you are. So, Dr. Kwanga, I'm seeing the opportunity to thank you, to congratulate you, because I must speak the truth to the people. You are the only Ambazonian leader that I've seen with J. Lawrence. And if today, the former president, His Excellency J. Lawrence, is speaking for Ambazonians, I want to give the credit exclusively to you and any other person or group of persons that might have met J. Lawrence. But for the one that I know that Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga met him long time ago. You remember when he was somewhere in Africa that I announced on my live show. That was the former president he was meeting. And I congratulate you for that, Dr. Ebenezer. And thank you very much. We only pray that you realize your mistake, that you have made a mistake against the people of Ambazonia by attacking the church, and you come and confess and ask for forgiveness from the priest, and humble yourself. If at all you want to be a leader, and we'll move from there. Dr. David Makongo as well. We have seen you. You have met with J. Lawrence. We want to thank you very much. Thank you for reminding me, my brother. God bless you for all the relentless things you do. We know that you also met with other African leaders. We thank you. So these are people that you have seen them. Dr. Kwanga, somebody sent me a picture, and I was writing the story. They said, no, don't publish. I said, okay, no problem. And that's how I take instructions when things are strategic. I have the picture on my phone. Let me see if I can see that picture here really quickly. Yes. So we should not be having people here, thieves. They come here, they are making noise every day. They will turn right. All they do is to go and make fake audios. If you see here, let me tell you something. My name is Eric TATAW. This is my face. Look at me. I've moved my heart. This is my face. You know me. You know my name. You have my phone number. If you know you're a man, you want to do an audio about me like a fake military man that was making an audio covering his face. That is the strength to tell you that you cannot dare. If you know you're a man, you want to do an audio against me, Eric TATAW. Show me your face and tell me that you garried this, you did this. Let me teach you. Before you finish talking, you'll be garried. You don't even leave that place that you're doing that video. So you come and make noise. You think that you're somebody, and then you'll be making noise. So other people are listing some other people who met them. Somebody say from Gojindika, thank you. We acknowledge all of them. We can't know everything. We only talk about what we know. And when we see that we have to update the facts, we update the facts. I have to look for this. Let me see. So we want to look. I'm sure this should be. Well, I'm not sure. Let me just check real quick. About well, not this one, definitely. I want to pull out the picture of Dr. Ebenezer. If I don't pull it out now, because I can pull it out shortly, and then so we can get it here. So okay, we'll look at it, but I have the picture where Dr. Ebenezer met with J. Lawrence at the time, and I think that we all saw that the result has been very great, and we thank him for that. Oh, okay, I've had the person now. I've seen it. Luckily enough, I saved the person with Dr. Ebenezer's name. Let me see if I have. Is it? No, I don't think. This should be it. Well, I'm going to look that up, by the way. I have a lot of contacts from Ghana, so I can't really. I really want to pull this out. Okay, that's fine. We have the picture, but unfortunately, our WhatsApp is very crowded, so we can't see that. Thank you so much. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go to the next stuff. At this juncture, we want to talk about the UN. You got information that somebody just sits in his house and then he writes that the UN is about moving to Cameroon. Yesterday, Ashu Kingsley, one other person, just like with Joshua Carr, Fombat in the UK, and a number of other persons, we had a meeting with some UN officials. I have the video, but it's not supposed to be shared. It's very confidential. And this is what I want to tell you, fellow Southern Cameroonians, that it is a pity that people create stories. When I say we have been having meetings with UN official is not a joke, both in southern Cameroon and across the board. I can refer you to one of the reports that the United Nations Human Rights Watch wrote to the United Nations in January. I have that report. Now, just that there are some things in the report that I'm very concerned about them. Now, you see, I want you all to understand one thing about this revolution. This revolution is not Facebook, because a lot of them will always come and make noise on Facebook. This is where they end. Somebody writes that the UN is moving to Cameroon. I want to first of all tell all of you that dismiss that story. It's 2 billion% fake. If you hear fake news, it means that is the epitome of fake news. And I didn't share it. It didn't bother me because I have not had the authorization from the UN to publish this story. The UN has been in Cameroon for 9 months in Boya and Bamenda, and they have been working with other responsible organs, and they are working with Médecins Sans Frontières. They are collaborating also with the Danish Refugee Council. I've spoken with all of those humanitarian bodies everywhere there. Now, you have the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. That is what is in Cameroon now, or in southern Cameroon. They are based, they have an office in Boyaran, Chibok. You're going to see that. So they have been there for 9 months, and we have been monitoring their activities constantly on what they do, and we have been sensitizing our fighters not to touch any refugee aid giver, because that is the primary their goal. So now, let me educate the people who are writing stories without looking their left and the right. Now, the United Nations has 2 sectors. It has the security or the military arm, which is what we call the UN Security Council. And it has the humanitarian arm, which has to do with this one and the United Nations High Commission for Refugees and other related bodies. There are 2 sectors and they're subdivided. Now, these humanitarian arms, they move into war zones as soon as they are done, even sometimes without resolution, because it's emergency. That's why you have this particular United Nations Office for the coordination of humanitarian affairs. I can show you here. This is a cat. I'm not going to show you the name of the person who has this cat, but I can show you. You can see that's a UN cat. You can see. So how did I get this cat? And you see where it is taken. So it is classified. I'm not supposed to show the name of the person, but you have seen it. And you can see this is Cameroon here. This is Cameroon. I can show you very carefully. You can see this is Boya, Cameroon. That's Boya, Cameroon, to show you that I've been in Boya for 8 months. We have all the facts. And if somebody comes online and come and publish that they want to move to Cameroon, it's an insult. Because you cannot just sit and create news, no investigation. I just publish because you want people to share. And if you tell that it's a lie, if somebody comes to debunk it or say it's because you want to show that your information is authentic, no. You cannot come and spread lies about a revolution and stay quiet. These are very crucial things. And to tell you the truth, I concluded yesterday that this other man who says he's the other president of Ambazonians, president for Facebook, that is Facebook followers, Facebook followers. He said, he wrote somewhere that, and he was in pidgin, that if United Nations want to enter my country, he must take permission from the 2 powers. I will ask my soldier to meet the condition for fight. So he did not even know that the United Nations was in Cameroon 9 months ago. So it's because they published a fake account. You see how a fake story, he relied on that fake story. That's what that guy said. You know what I'm talking about? He said if United Nations want to go to Ambazonia, he must take permission from them and the government of the Republic before they enter their territory. If not, your soldiers will be fighting where? Do you have soldiers? Where do you have soldiers? Why did they not ensure that ghost town did not hold or lockdown? So you do not even know that UN has been in Cameroon for 9 months until you are now. So please, Ambazonians, I want people to know that your revolution is on track. There are things that we don't say, we stay quiet. The United Nations has been in Cameroon, in Boya, in Bamenda for 9 months. And don't think that all these actions that you see, they are very impartial. They don't take sides. They report the way it is. That is why when the head of a soldier was beheaded in Boya, somebody said that, why did you write it? The UN is on the ground. And they can only trust to talk with me because I write the truth. And we don't want to say some things on social media because there are things that are coded that we cannot say. So we don't want people to be making noise left, right. You see, every day they keep exposing themselves. They don't have no contact on the ground. They don't know nothing. UN is in Boya for 9 months. You're only knowing today after a fake report that they want to move. No, they have a permanent office with a signpost. Ask Boya people, any Boya person. Joshua Carr is watching live. I've put Joshua Carr and Sikot Johnson on a conference call with those UN officials. Yesterday, we had another conference call with Ashu Kingsley, with one of our mothers here, and with Fomband on this particular issue with the UN guys. So don't come on Facebook and come and write because you want to write. That's why we're saying that the uniqueness of National Telegraph is, listen, we are not perfect, but we want to publish gospel facts. That when we write, it means that we have written. So we don't want anybody to get us irritated. Stay focused. That's small Joshua Carr, small picky. I don't know why they even reach 25 years. Now either take Fako, he lock Fako completely. To the governor, the fear for work. That is your strength, Ambazonians. You, as small as you are, with the resources and with the honesty, you can do a whole lot. Now, let's forget about those thieves. Thank you very much, Dr. Beneda Kwanga. My sincerest congratulations. I urge you to apologize to your people, apologize to the priest. If you have difficulties giving back that money that the priest has asked, I will use my platform to raise that money and will reimburse it to the priest. And you come back as a humble Ambazonian servant. And we know you are not compromised. Dr. Kwanga is not compromised. He can never be compromised. And I appreciate him for his sincerity, but the fact that he wants to be, I must do it by myself. That's where you have to calm down. You are not better than anybody. Now, I want to go to our TV, the People's TV. I'm making some proposals after listening to Joshua Carr, to one of my other sisters. She's watching me. She called me from Ghana. She was crying. And a lot of other people who have cried. Sister Magdalene, who has also talked about the issue of the TV, or with Steve. I'm sure all of you have discussed. And this is a people's platform. And I want you people to understand one thing. I hold you people in high esteem. Well, excuse me, let me just interrupt with this call. Yes, my brother from Menchum County. We are live on Facebook. You have any message for the people of Southern Cameroon? I know you have a meeting now. We're having somebody from Menchum County calling here. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes, I know you people have a meeting now. I'm supposed to be in the Zoom call, but I'm doing a live show as I told you. You have any message for the people of Ambazonian who want to listen about Menchum? Maybe for 1 minute, just take the opportunity.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity you are giving us to speak on a platform concerning the people of Menchum. We want to say that Menchum people are coming together to put in their energies and all the resources that are needed to see how we can better go about what we are going through right now. So there is the Menchum County Forum that has been set up. All the Menchum people, the sons and daughters of this region, are called upon to contact you, to send in their contacts, their WhatsApp contacts to you and to Yannick Sikot, and you'll be able to channel them to the right sources. Also, we'll be putting up a jingle through which they can get all the other sources that they can get to their county forums. We also want to say that as concerns the issue of the launching, our launching is being programmed right now. We are in a meeting and we are trying to set up that. We want to see all of our brothers and sisters actively take part in these efforts. We want to encourage them to be part of this because we have to do this together. There is just no way we can continue seeing what is being done to our people, being murdered around them, and we keep silent. We actually want to thank our brother Eric TATAW for what he is doing for us right now by, taking our message out to the people, because we have been unable to reach out to everybody, but through him, and we believe that a lot of people are listening to him right now. So we want to thank you, Comrade Eric, and please, we were actually calling you now to bring you into our meeting, but since you are in a live show, probably we will leave you to continue with that. So thank you very much for the window you offered us, sir.
Thank you so much, brother. That's Menchum County. We also spoke with the people of Ndonga Mantong through Mommy Comfort, and they are putting everything together to shut down Nkambe once and for all. So we are following up. Thank you, Mommy Comfort. We are going to strategize something for Ndonga Mantong as well. I want to thank all of you. Thank you for this. Ambe from Mezam yesterday. Bafood was great. I want to thank the Bafu people for the wonderful gift that I received. I bought a good dress from the Bafu people. I consider it a gift. It was so wonderful yesterday at the fundraiser. I'm sure that they raised quite a whole lot. We raised a whole lot. Thank you so much. Now, I want to go to the TV before I end this show. And I also talk about the APNC. Those are other things I don't want to forget about the APNC. My view about the APNC. But let me go to the ABC Amber TV. You know, when people talk to you, the truth is that we want people like my brother is already saying that ABC is no go area. No, you cannot say that in terms of debates. You know, the ABC issue is a national debate that is going to affect a lot of us, and we have to listen to everybody, get their points, because we are talking as brothers who believe in the same government. We are not those opposition people who just criticize because they want to criticize. This is our government, and we have to discuss, look at ourselves with sincerity and say, okay, now this is my proposal. I want the TV to continue to run on these conditions. It's a proposal. You know, the TV has no content. We must maintain that fact. We are spending way too much on the TV. So I want to enjoin all of you to go to Secretary Chris's work, contribute. Let's pay off the bills that are there. What they owe now, I don't know how much is there already. Let's put effort, please contribute. Let's clear that bill. And then Secretary Chris said in the activist meeting what we had with him that in 3 months, the TV can stand on its own. So this is how I want to propose to Secretary Chris and to you, the poor Ambazonian. You cannot, the TV is supposed to be, let me see, maybe, hello? Yes? Hello? Just a minute, maybe somebody wants to participate on the show. Yes, can I get your attention, please? How are you doing? Okay, you can just call me in 30 minutes, sir. Thank you. Okay. Okay, yes, sir. So, Secretary Chris said that it's 3 months he can stand, but he came and told in his live show that in 6 months. I was following very keenly. We need the TV, that's no doubt, but the truth is that we cannot continuously put money in the TV, because the TV is supposed to give us money, not the other way around. Because if we had programs that are enriching and we have a lot of people that are actually going to help, put advertisement, the TV should make money. But because because normally when the TV started, Secretary Chris and other people would have already known that by now they are supposed to make strategic programs. We are not supposed to be paying that TV up to now, to be honest. The TV is supposed to have had programs that would have been running to earn money for the TV. How many months is that TV? You can't be paying $10 or $8.3 as he said, because $8.3, $10, I put it at that range. And up to now, $8.3 and $10,000, I put it at that range. So we cannot be paying up to now because we have a lot of things. We don't have money. But I've listened to all of you, and I think some of you have come to understand that it was an issue of debate. It was not a mistake on any of our sides. You have a point why you think the TV should hold because it's our country. I have a point because of the scale of preference. Because in any country, take for example, if you win an American lottery and you have to fly tomorrow, your flight is 1 million, and you suddenly fall sick, and the doctor says you need 900,000 for an operation, and if you don't do it in 5 hours, you are going to die. And your flight to America from Southern Cameroon is 17 hours. What will you do? This is what we call the principle of higher good, opportunity cost and scale of preference, because now you have 2 things on your list. You have your health and your flight to America, and that now you have to go to the principle of higher good. How is it going to be the principle of higher good? Because if you still want to go and buy that flight, no problem. But you fly, but you can die on the road. In 5 hours, you will be dead. And so now there's an opportunity cost, and the opportunity cost is the foregone most next desired alternative, in which case anything that you don't take is your opportunity cost. So you obviously decide, any reasonable person will want to treat themselves for the 900,000, and the visa can always be, and the flight can be rescheduled. Now, let us be very clear. You don't say it must function until you reach Boya. All of us want it to function, but the TV has to make itself to function. The TV cannot be a liability to the people. The state of the Republic of Cameroon does not pay for CRE TV. CRE TV pays the state, because any ministry that does, you Ambazonians would now have to start giving your adverts, those who have businesses, to that TV. Like some people give me their own adverts to write on National Telegraph. So we want to keep it alive, but the TV has to be proactive to generate money, to assist the war and to keep itself going on. If it has staff, the staff, like how I work, if my reporters bring adverts, they take commission, and the other money goes to the corporation, to National Telegraph. You see, there are things that I cannot show you, because for National Telegraph, we are registered under Google Ascent Act. If you read our articles, you see advertisement, the Google puts those articles. So the ABC should also try to think of having a website, writing news, or even, because the ABC registered under Google Accent Act, even if we publish as National Telegraph, they still quote us and publish. They'll still earn the same money that we're earning, depending on their setting in their ads and their contract with Google. So we have to look at all of these things. So I want to propose this, because in opportunity cost, you cannot fly to Europe or America when you have a treatment to do in 5 hours because your money is limited. You see, it's the same like the council. It's a country. I want to compare our country with any other country or with the councils. In the local councils or in the councils, when the council has budget, which is a projection. A budget is not something that has been kept. It's a projection which will balance between expenditure and revenue. So the revenue, you expect that if you collect council toll gates and this and that, you can have 1 billion. That is a projection. It's not someone that is kept there. And so ABC also has to project. I also do my own budget per year to run my affairs. And then the council, when the council does a projection, the council also does a projection in revenue and a projection in expenditure. We have 20 workers. This is what they earn a month. This is what salary will cost. When you put all of those things together, you see that there are times that the council can have a contractor that has done a job and needs to take payment next week. And salaries for workers is also next week. And the market sheds are also to be repaired next week. So the council must do a scale of preference and go by priorities and make opportunity cost. The salary, the contractor will be put on a hold and the workers must be paid, because that council cannot function without workers. Please, let's get this fact. And then they might fix the market share, because it might generate money for the contractor to have money. So the ABC should understand one thing. Those in the bush, like somebody is indicating, they are not watching the TV. But we need the TV in terms of the explanation of Secretary Chris Annual. But if you put 1 and 2 together, you see that the reasons why we don't need that TV outweighs the reason why we need the TV. But because every Ambazonian who supports the interim government should have a say, and we should have a compromise as brothers, this is my proposal. Ambazonians should, Secretary Chris said 3 months in the activist forum and said 6 months online. Let's break even. 1 year has 12 months. I don't want to go quarterly, because quarterly is 3 months, but let me go by 4 months. Let's say starting March, we'll pay from March, April, May, and June, and we stop paying the TV. Secretary Chris should do everything with his team to ensure that that TV is self-sustaining after March. March, this is February. We'll not put February. They will put March, April, May, and June ending. So from July, the TV should pay its bills. We cannot pay the bills anymore for that TV from July. This is my proposal. This way, Secretary Chris now will also keep his part of the bargain, because you cannot have a TV that is only taking money from us. We need $10,000 to buy our pages. But so long as we want to keep the TV, let's also strike a compromise between the patriots who think the TV should not be paid because it is of no content and all of those things. And let us, that's a suggestion. Let us also strike a deal between the TV's aspiration in trying to raise money and give them a condition, a tight condition, and all of those things. Now, somebody says the CRE TV is receiving tax from citizens. That is true. And that will now depend on you, those who receive TVs. Normally, CRE TV, we are in completely 2 different contexts here. We are in a context where we're fighting to restore our country, and a country that is already on its knee, on its wheel, is moving, and we are trying to move. So we have to get policies that are feasible, that are strategic, and that we can support. It should be reasonable. Everybody should be on a balance to ensure that everybody goes home happy. There are people, so I'm trying to say that anybody who thinks that, or who thought before that they cannot pay the TV, I'm trying to ensure that you come out there and you pay for the TV until ending of June. So I ask all of you to support the TV from now till ending of June. That is my proposal. And after that, we might review the strategy and see what's going on. Maybe between this period and that time, the AK campaign can be so good that we'll have more money to support or whatever. But let's put it in mind that those in the TV should stay up and ensure, Joshua Carr, you're so funny, and ensure that they get programs that will work, make content, Mark Barretta was right. Please, I don't have any problem with anybody. Mark was right when he said the TV has no content. It's the truth. It's the truth. Do not insult somebody for speaking the truth. Because if you think that Eric is like a puppet because I'm talking against something you don't like, but you're happy when I'm talking against other people, then you don't know what you're doing. You have to be that person that is a pacifier, that understands the truth. I'll end there and I go to the last issue because I don't want it to be very lengthy, the APNC and the poor of South Africa. See, I will still want to say, like I said in my last live show, this is more than 1 month. The APNC has not brought any clear-cut agenda. Neither have we known their organizers. Let us be clear with anybody. I want to ask all Ambazonians, ladies and gentlemen, to ensure that they, as Ambazonians, let me get this call. 1 minute, please. Yeah, hello. Yes. Yes, boss. Yes. I can do that. Yes. Okay, but no problem. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. So, thank you very much. I'm sorry for that interruption. I needed to take that call so badly. I'm very sorry once more. So, I want to go to the APNC. The APNC might have a good idea, but their approach and the ulterior, agenda. Let me see. Mezam County is calling. I want to hope that they have something to tell us. Yes. Hello, Mom. How are you doing? How is Mezam County today? Yes. Yes, Mommy, we can get you. Okay, well, Mom can get us. That's Mezam County. Now, let us be clear with everybody. You see, the APNC, this is my take about the APNC. You see, they can have a good agenda, but the way because when there's a government in place, I want this point to be clear. And we are not saying that people cannot bring initiative that the government can adopt. But if you bring an initiative, you have to sell it. Don't make it as a brand affair with the government. That is why even when we're very hard on this country by country issue, we didn't try to fight the government. We saw our point on our platform because we have our president in jail, who is our symbol. We also have our acting president, who is also there. And you cannot go, because when you start having those debates, which is good, we trust our president Siseko, we trust his judgment. He's a wonderful man, and we respect him till death, all of us. But the APNC should understand that we have a government, and they cannot fight that government. And this is my proposal on this APNC stuff. I enjoin all Ambazonians, please. The APNC, some of you are lovers of the SCBC. I don't talk about it because the SCBC, I don't have nothing to talk about it, but the APNC is my concern. I enjoin all Ambazonians to vehemently boycott the APNC. This is my declaration today, Sunday, February 17, 2019. You can attack me in any way, but this is my humble opinion, because I think that the APNC has caused more confusion. When I said I will endorse it, partially waiting on the agenda because I was waiting to see the agenda and the conveners. But till today, we don't know who are those who are in charge of the APNC. Some people are confused. You saw a document that was signed by some of our comrades. That is not the APNC, that's the AGC, the Anglophone General Conference, that we are also going to review and give our opinion on it based on what we are going to find out. So the APNC is a forgotten agenda. Till now, if you cannot give us the public, you want the public to attend. It's not a fight with the interim government. You are supposed to say your agenda to the public, not fighting with the interim government as to whose conference should hold and why. You're supposed to sell it to us until, as we speak, no APNC person has come out to tell us that this is it, this is this, this is that, this is that. And so, based on that, and based on the fact that this platform works with the aspiration of the people, 99.99% of Ambazonians think that conference is banned. And I want the APNC organizers to know that I put my voice with any other voice, and this is a campaign we're going to carry until that conference collapses, until they sit back to wait and observe and discuss behind the doors with our government, and the government gives a date for a better conference that will have everybody on board. As far as we are concerned, the APNC is dead on arrival. We don't want to hear about it. We don't want any discussion about it anywhere. Those of you in South Africa, I saw you endorsing the APNC. I mean, you don't keep fighting the government because Comrade Mutu Ntakanda, that I love so much, who is a noble man, because he was probably removed from the interim government, we can't be fighting the government. We have to put our acts together, work with the government, propose your ideas. Because some of you in the APNC, I know your agenda. You say you want to have something that you take to Boya because you want to. You must not be in charge. You must not be in charge. The issue is that some of us who have the biggest voices in this revolution, we are not in charge of anything. We don't have no post. We don't want no post. We're only in charge of giving the messages to the people because we believe in the people. All these people watching us today, this is a new account that was turned upside down. This is not our main account. But the people have come here to watch after the announcement because they believe that we can tell them something that is right. And so all those of you in the APNC, forget it. All of you, you know yourselves. Forget it. I am saying it today. I know I'm in one WhatsApp group that is APNC. I know after today they'll remove me. I don't even read the messages. I just post the news there. I don't care about anything. But the truth is that it should be a fact that we don't want that kind of distraction at this time. We are supposed to be discussing issues of strategic defense, not issues of a conference. People will be flying to come. Listen, let me tell you something. Forget it. My name is Eric TATAW. Call me anywhere. South Africa, I've seen your endorsement. That's why I want to give you a word that be useful. It's either you are fighting the IG through APNC or you are fighting the IG through AGC. I don't know the problem with all these people, CCC and the rest. Just leave it. That conference will not hold. You can hold amongst you, the organizers. You have the right to go back. I am asking anybody who believes on this platform or in this platform, believes in Eric TATAW, to boycott that conference. The conference, you write on it, rest in peace. After this, go to your walls on Facebook. Everybody who is watching me, Steve and the rest, write on your wall. Joshua Carr, you write rest in peace, APNC. We don't want to hear it anymore. You cannot be saying that APNC is a matter of national emergency. What is national emergency? They are killing people are in the bushes, and we have asked you that sell to us your agenda. Some of you try to contact me, but give your agenda to the public. Let us sell. It should be a debate like how we have debated on the issue of the ABC TV. It is not a matter of you trying to impose it. Siseko is our president, but Siseko is not the people of Ambazonia. He himself said that nobody is bigger than the revolution. So you're supposed to take it from the people approach, then to Siseko to endorse. So sell it to the people, but you started making like it was a fight with the government. And that is why I come at this point to say that no, we will not have anybody fight our government on issues that are completely not necessary. So all of you, I see people, thieves. You have your own conference being endorsed by thieves. People stole money from Gadia are going to say APNC is coming up. It is dead on arrival. That women group that people they talk about APNC, you forget it. I've said that you people should forget it. In the meantime, I want to be clear about any other person who thinks that they are using the name of our president, His Excellency Siseko Ayoktabe, who is in jail, to try to make antagonism with our other leaders. You are wasting your time. They might have their differences, but Siseko remains our president. Any day that anybody will challenge his authority, that person is going to have this platform and the people of Ambazonian to face. Ambazonian people, do not listen to that conspiracy that they say that Siseko is discussing with Milan or Milan is trying to influence him. Forget about all those people who are trying to make stories. We know the organizers of the APNC, whether Milan is done or not, is not our business, but we should leave that gentleman, leave his name out of these businesses, concentrate on the aspiration that your president has for you. You saw Siseko in court with an Ambazonian flag. So all this conspiracy, because he has been talking, as I heard, with many of our comrades, like they said, it's already public though, and they never said anything about his competence until when he said things that they didn't like all of that stuff about the ABC and all of those things that we have now compromised. We have a president in jail, and we must respect him, and we must take his proposal seriously without trying to antagonize him with any other comrade. Siseko is our number one president. He's our president today, tomorrow, and forever. That is why the revolution is strong, because of that man's aspiration. And there is nobody who can come and use the APNC or the ABC to set confusion between Siseko and any other person. Listen, somebody's writing it, that's where I went wrong. I am giving you the aspiration of the people. I can go wrong to 10 persons, 20 persons, 100 persons, but I think about 8 million people. I don't expect to say something and be right to everybody. No, that is never my obsession. If I'm right 100%, then that there's something wrong all together with the thing that I'm saying. So long as there are few objections, or even many objections, or half objections, or 50-50 objections, it means that you have raised an issue that has become national debate. For now, the aspiration of the people says that the APNC should be banned. It should not be discussed in Ambazonian, and it should be written rest in peace. So this is where we stand. This is our position on the TV, on other issues, on the UN. You have listened to this show and want to end at this juncture, because we have had this show for over 1 hour. I want to thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for your commitment. Stay focused. We'll keep the spirit. The APNC is a non-event. It's a personal non-grata in Ambazonia. We don't want it discussed. Whosoever, they should put anything on their walls I am urging Ambazonians who will be watching at this time that it is not an issue that we should be talking about. We don't need it now. We want to respect each other. Keep Milan's name on the site. A lot of people will say Eric TATAW is working with Milan, Tabenya, and all those people. Those are only people who are scared of realities. I don't have any issues working with anybody who is intelligent, who is smart. But the truth is that I don't have any such communication with Milan. I don't know anything about people claiming that he communicates with Siseko constantly. If he does, Siseko will still have a reason why he thinks he's communicating with Milan. And you cannot choose people that I should communicate with. And that is a fact. So I want people to remain mutually respectful to each other while we preach our goals without possibly being insultive to our number one leader, Siseko Ayoktabe Julius. So let's stay focused and let's know that you live here, all of you, write it on your wall, rest in peace, APNC. We don't want to hear it. It has come to be an issue of Brad affair. We hear audios flying left, right, certain confusion, while people are dying in the bushes. We ask them for the agenda, for their convenience, for everybody who is part of the APNC, those who are calling the meeting. We didn't see all of that till date. We only hear queries left, right, center. All of you, take it from me. My name is Eric TATAW. Today I say every Ambazonian who wants the struggle and who has the struggle at heart should boycott the APNC until the interim government calls for an Ambazonian general conference or whatever. Then we'll move from that level. Thank you so much. God bless you and have a wonderful Sunday. Bye-bye. General Boba. Okay, we'll talk about that next time. I think we're quitting. I forgot about it. We'll elaborate on it. Thank you.